Like I mentioned in my reset video, Solstice is a yearly event and it only lasts for 3 weeks, and it has some cosmetics that will, when the event ends, disappear until the next event comes around. So I recommend that anyone who wants anything from the set, Bright Dust or Silver, get them before they disappear for a whole nother year. Speaking of which as well, there is the event card still, which is a set of gear that is pretty much, well, if it would let me get to it, a event extra bonus sort of thing. You get access to a few other extra shaders, emotes, and cosmetics that are still themed, but otherwise could be completely missable in case you know, just didn't want them. And with that as well, into our Eververse Brightness store. On the front page, we have 2 shaders, Lion's Pride from Season of the Lost, which was to go with the Nemean Lion set, which was in Eververse, which, not gonna lie, it looks very solid with the old Taken King set. I kind of expected it to do its usual thing and just kind of be all the wrong colors, but that actually copy-pasted perfectly. And we also have Vintage Timber, which is also from Solstice way back when. There we go. Because Vintage Timber, this one, it doesn't exactly do it justice, but with the blue glow, that doesn't match, but almost with the rest of it does. It's essentially a dark black with, like, the top color here, with yellows and golds along here. Actually, I think my Sparrow has it on by default. Yes, here we go, Vintage Timber. This is something more along the lines of what it would look like in the end. Then, continuing on the front page, we have a Transmat, which is the beach ball effects, which is, you know, popping out of a beach ball. And a roller dance emote, which is basically you doing the, what is it, roll bounce? But basically the 80s, skating rink dancing, emotes. I completely forget where things go. And then we also have the water gun emote, which I think might be new this... Actually, no, I think this one was from last year, too. But it's another one of those spray and... Well, I was going to say spray and pray, but then it also is in part of the detail. But essentially just a board I want to make light show ornament. And into the main page. So we have some shaders, pomegranate gloss, also from Solstice of a previous year, which it's a very shiny one. Actually, just to save the issue, I'm going to swap to different armor that will accept shaders better. And looking at it, let's see, pomegranate gloss once again. And there we go. A little bit more of an orange tangerine citrus vibe, as the name intends, because pomegranate is a citrus. Which looks pretty solid on this look, not gonna lie. And then Vintage Timber, again, which this is, I guess, a look at what it would actually look like on a set of armor, so there you go. And we also have Grand Luster, which I would recommend if you were a fan of the old Callus gear and or liked the color combinations on the Warlock from the Fortnite sets. I would recommend going for this one because I don't think it's intended to be the Warlock, but it very much is in line with what it ended up looking like and is very Callus-like indeed. So if you want to rep Callus in this day and age, go ahead and grab that one. And we also have Regal Daring from, of course, another Solstice year, which is pretty solid look, but a little bit more gold here and there, as of course you can see on my weapon right there. There you go. And then for our transmats, we have the Beach Ball effects, which we also already saw once. Sandcastle effects, which is you popping out of a sandcastle, which is oddly well textured. And then we also have Cabal Shieldbreaker from Season of the Dawn, which is, it says Shieldbreaker, but it just looks like Cabal text, honestly. And then for our big ticket items and emotes, ornaments, and cosmetics, we have the Flag on the Play emote, which is tossing out a flag. And I wonder, does it change color, or is it always a yellow flag? Let's see, 1, 2, and one more try. Okay, it seems like the flag is always the same. But in case you ever want to tell your friend they're being an idiot and the reason why they wiped is a foul, there you go. Then we also have Guardian Pride, which is, I guess, one of those ones where you show off your class logo, depending on what you are, and just putting a lot of emphasis on what class you play. You also have the Fin Shell, which I would imagine is brand new to this season, just because I've never seen it, and it's very aquatic, and wow. That is a mermaid shell, and it is very animated. I did not expect to see this one, but also, I have complaint in that whenever it drips water, it seems to be coming out of random places, like literally, I spin it and meh. But what small complaint. And we also have the Bumper Boat, which is the new seasonal mini Sparrow. In case you wanted a mini Sparrow or never had access to one before, here is one you can pick up with a pretty cool trail and a cute little look. And we also have the Scout Zeppelin, which I believe is from last season, or this season, depends. Which, come to think of it, I actually think it's this season. But basically, a lot of the foundries of weapons in the tower, God, words, It's basically a advertisement blimp for weapon foundries. So, you know, if you want to go for a blimp, there's a blimp. And we also have the Sudden Squall for Sturm, which is, honestly, in the look, it just basically burns it. It doesn't really add much to it aside from a burnt look. But, you know, if you like Sturm or missed that out on that back in the day, there it is for you. And last and least, as always, a ghost projection in the form of a flamingo. And to reiterate what I said before, this is Solstice gear, all this stuff in here. Any of the armor sets, whether it's the one that just came out this season or any of the armor sets featured in a previous season, they are currently available up until, I think, year 3s of Solstice. So if you want access to them, go ahead and get them while you can. If not, then there's a chance it might not be available for Bright Dust, or there's a chance it might not be available ever again until next year's Solstice, which at that point, you might not have a armor set available. Who knows? Because year 2's armor set isn't there, and it's not exactly that far back. With that, my name is Matt Scorpion, and thank you for watching.